Colonialism sought to erase indigenous cultures, languages, and traditions, imposing a dominant narrative that depicts Africa and its people as inferior, primitive, and uncivilized. You just have to turn on the media. Africa is a continent rich in culture, history, and diversity. It's been called the cradle of civilization, yet the West has managed to maintain a narrative that only focuses on the worst aspects. We're seeing it every day. The richness and humanity that resides and flows from the continent is often overshadowed, misrepresented, and silenced by colonial forces. Decolonization begins within ourselves. It requires unlearning the narratives of oppression and relearning our history, culture, and heritage. Let us tell our own genuine, authentic stories. If we really understand the beauty of our traditions and our cultures, we will be screaming at the top of our voices rather than hiding or ignoring or even engaging in castigating and speaking ill of our culture. How dare we do that? There's nothing to be ashamed of. If anything, we're here. We're still standing. We're accomplishing. We're successful. So all the struggles that we've been through are all a part of what has brought us here to where we are today.
Now, talking of healing, I would like to pass the mic to Sister Gloria because she is an expert on ancestral healing. And I don't think anything is more important than that today. Please take it from me.
Thank you, Brother Obehi. Greetings, everybody. I greet you in my Yoruba language, Alafia. Thank you for being here. And Sister Nakasha, let me just say, welcome to you on your travels. Talk about commitment. You're just arriving from Tunisia, so that's being intentional and being here today. So thank you for that. Sister Marcia, well, you know I'm a fan, so nice to see you. So my name is Gloria Tinu Ogumbadejo. I'm a Nigerian from the Yoruba culture. I'm an ordained minister, a psychotherapist, mental health advocate, a writer, and a certified ancestral lineage healing practitioner. I support African women ministers who want to incorporate spirituality in their ministry. I support Africans in the diaspora who are looking for cultural reconnection, emotional, psychological, intergenerational healing, strengthening their identity, tapping into their intuition, bringing harmony and balance into their lives, reclaiming cultural traditions. The topic today is such an important one, and I'm hoping it goes far and wide because it's really it is the time to talk about this, and we can't talk about it enough. And like my sister said, we've talked about it in different configurations, but we need to continue talking about it. Storytelling transcends borders, languages, generations. It's a universal language that connects us with our past, present, and future. Africa is a continent rich in culture, history, and diversity. It's been called the cradle of civilization, yet the West has managed to maintain a narrative that only focuses on the worst aspects. We're seeing it every day. The richness and humanity that resides and flows from the continent is often overshadowed, misrepresented, and silenced by colonial forces. We need to reclaim our stories in order to decolonize our minds. Our minds have never had an opportunity to recover, to heal from all the damage received. There's no space for healing as the trauma continues and is relentless. We have to create our own healing spaces with intention and rigor. We can heal the wounds of our ancestral lineage through the transformative power of storytelling. Throughout history, narratives have been used to oppress, marginalized, and controlled. They still continue to do that. But we have an opportunity to grab the power of our voices as a community to rewrite the script, create new narratives, and reclaim our agency.
Hello and thank you for checking out this video. I'm Obehi Ewanfoh, the host of the African Diaspora Storytelling series. Every 2 weeks we meet up on LinkedIn to talk about different ways we can leverage the power of storytelling as people of African descent. Now this is it. We are uniting the millions of Africans in the diaspora through the power of our story. It does sound like what you are interested in. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends who might need it. Now back to today's conversation.
Colonialism sought to erase indigenous cultures, languages, and traditions, imposing a dominant narrative that depicts Africa and its people as inferior, primitive, and uncivilized. You just have to turn on the media. The recent travels of Meghan and Harry. I've never seen a people fall over themselves desperate to misrepresent Africa and its people. These narratives continue to linger in our collective consciousness, perpetuating stereotypes, biases, and systematic inequalities. Through storytelling, we reclaim our voice, assert our identity, and challenge the dominant narrative imposed upon us. Decolonization begins within ourselves. It requires unlearning the narratives of oppression and relearning our history, culture, and heritage. By critically examining our stories, the stories we tell and the stories we consume, we dismantle the structures of colonialism and cultivate a liberated consciousness. Our ancestors endured centuries of trauma, displacement, and exploitation under colonial rule. Their experiences are etched in our collective memories. Make no mistake, these memories influence our beliefs, behaviors, and our relationships. These memories are also up against all the gaslighting, assaults, retriggering attempts to recolonize our minds, which on some level, in my opinion, is worse than the physical chains. Because when the mind is in shackles, then we do the work of the oppressors. They don't have to do anything. We perpetuate the damage on ourselves. This is evident in how we hamper each other or one another's progress at times unconsciously, how we struggle to come together on things that really matter and not on inconsequentials and rubbish. We need to come together and tell new stories. This is our work today. We have no excuse. When you think of all the pain and suffering our ancestors went through, they didn't have all the privileges we have today. Supporting one another, building up one another, telling new vibrant stories about one another, it has to be intentional. It just doesn't happen on its own. We have to really make an effort to make it happen, to tell these stories, because we're bombarded every day with all kinds of things that are trying to, that we're fighting to get our mind, to control our children's minds. So we have to be intentional. Ancestral lineage healing is the process of acknowledging, honoring, and reconciling with the past to heal intergenerational wounds and create a path towards wholeness. By reclaiming our stories, we reclaim our power. We celebrate the resilience, wisdom, and beauty of African cultures and civilizations. If we really understand the beauty of our traditions and our cultures, we will be screaming at the top of our voices rather than hiding or ignoring or even engaging in castigating and speaking ill of our culture. How dare we do that? Participating in ancestral lineage healing is an act of self-love and collective liberation. It requires introspection, empathy, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. By reconnecting with our roots, honoring our ancestors, and engaging in ceremonies of remembrance, we forge a deeper sense of belonging and purpose. We must reclaim, reshape our narratives to reflect authentic, diverse, and indigenous perspectives. This is how we decolonize our storytelling, by integrating our ancestral powers, our ancestral stories into modern narratives. Reaffirm, we reaffirm the richness and validity of African cultures and histories. We need to explore our stories, research and learn, then examine our own stories today. What has changed? How hasn't it changed? What are the stories we are telling and sharing with our own children, with one another? How does it actually differ from the narratives that have been told about us? Are we saying anything different than what the oppressors are saying? And how are these stories being told about us? Do we challenge those narratives when we hear them? Or are we desensitized? And do we collude with them? By sharing stories of our ancestors' strength, innovation, and resistance, we counteract stereotypes and reclaim our rightful place in global history. Add to that our own individual and collective stories of resilience, accomplishments, struggles, all of it. Like my brother said, there's nothing to be ashamed of. If anything, we're here. We're still standing. We're accomplishing. We're successful. So all the struggles that we've been through are all of part of what has brought us here to where we are today. Let us tell our own genuine, authentic stories. I'll stop here.
Thank you so much for that. I love that. I really do. I really do.